Buy it, use it, break it, fix it, trash it, change it, melt, upgrade it, chart it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it, check it, quick rewrite it.
Hi, I'm NADEEN BOMAN from the Last 10 Pounds Bootcamp and Bulging Brides TV shows. I'm here in Toronto promoting Powerade Zero Ion 4 hydrating beverage. This is what I use and I recommend to my clients for rehydrating the body before, during, and after exercise. I like the Powerade Zero Ion 4 just because it's 0 calories. It's the only 0 calorie hydrating beverage out there of its kind. So, I mean, I do a workout and I burn off all these calories, and then I don't want to drink my calories back, so I can have this drink, which is hydrating and it's not adding on a whole bunch of calories at the same time.
Okay, and what are some of the benefits of this beverage?
It's very important to hydrate during, before, and after exercise, and that's what the Powerade Zero Ion 4 does for you. So, I mean, I'm not talking about guzzling back water, but sips, we do need it. And you know what? It tastes good. They've got 3 flavors: mixed berry, grape, and lemon lime.
Oh, yeah. Which one's your favorite?
I'm a toss-up between mixed berry and grape. Powerade surveys showed that Canadians were most concerned about shaping up their legs, their lower body. So we're talking about inner thigh, outer thigh, glutes, which is your butt, quads, the front of the leg, and hamstrings, the back of the leg. So I've designed a few exercises, put them together into a little package, and the all areas of the leg are being worked, and it takes about 15 minutes to do the workout. If you want to make it more difficult, you can add cardio exercises in between. You can increase the number of sets, and you can vary the reps depending on if you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced fitness level. In order to stay fit during the winter, it's very important to just stick to your routine. So maybe, you know, you're not working out as much, but you still have to take at least 2 days a week for minimum 20 minutes and commit that to some sort of activity. So whether that be doing an abdominal exercise routine indoors, going to a spin class at the local community center, or meeting up with a friend to do a hike, you know, stick to that plan regardless of what happens, you know. And if you happen to do 3 days a week, or you do 4 days a week, or you do, you know, 90-minute hike, great. You know, you've exceeded your expectations, but at least that way you're not letting yourself down, and you know, you're not putting yourself into that guilty, shameful, remorseful cycle of, oh my God, I said I was supposed to go 4 days this week and I only went 3 and I feel like crap, when you should feel good about 3 days a week, right? Especially in the winter.
Definitely. And how do you stay healthy during the winter time? How do you stay fit?
You know, it's easier for me, I have to admit, because I do work in gyms and I volunteer at community centers, so I get to help people with their workouts, so I'm always active in my job where I'm picking things up and lifting and showing, giving examples of workout exercises. But I do exactly as I told you. I stick to a workout program no matter what, even if I don't feel like it. Sometimes, you know, I have a million excuses just like everyone else where I don't want to go to the gym even though I know I'm going to feel like $1 million after. But what I do is I put my workout clothes on and then I say I'm just going to go to the gym and I'm just going to walk on the treadmill for like 5 minutes and then I'm going to reevaluate. So I just get myself there. That's the first thing, you know. Don't think about it. If you think about it, you can always come up with excuses not to do it. Just get yourself there, you know, then take it to the next level. Okay, now I'm going to do 5 minutes of walking. Then maybe, okay, I'm going to do 5 minutes of abs. And by the time, you know, you get to about 10-15 minutes into the workout, you're warm enough, you're into it enough where you can continue on and keep going and do at least a half an hour with that little effort. It doesn't feel as hard anymore.
In regards to fitness, what are some of your go-to exercises for staying nice and toned?
You know, the body weight exercises are my favorite, like push-ups, chin-ups, planks, lunges. These are things that you can do without equipment, and you can tone and you can use for weight loss, and you can make them more difficult by adding in weight if you want, or you can add a jump, let's say, with a squat. There's so many variations of these exercises that you can do that it's just, these are the basics. Warm-ups are mandatory before starting a workout, but you don't want to necessarily be jumping around. In fact, you don't want to be jumping around to warm up. And a warm up is something like walking on a treadmill, or you don't want to have both feet off the ground when you're warming up, because our joints aren't warmed up and they're not lubricated, so you're not getting a full range of motion. So we want to make sure that we're just doing full range of motion movement. So a warm-up could just be like moving everything around, but what we're trying to aim for is getting our heart rate up to about 50%. So if 100% is I'm getting chased by somebody with a knife, I'm running as fast as I can for my life, you know, and 5 is in between, and 0 is I'm sitting on the couch eating potato chips. 5 is where we want to be for the warm-up, moving gradually up to about 6 out of 10. You can use these in percentages or just out of 10. So the warm-up, what that does is it lubricates your joints, it warms up your muscles, and it makes sure that you're not going to be injured when you do start your exercise, as well as getting you mentally prepared for what's to come.
Okay, and what are some of the best exercises for the lower body, like the legs, like you suggested before?
I'll talk about the ones that are in the list that I gave you there, which are explained. The inner thigh sumo squats, where you're turning your toes up to the side, weight is in your heels. Think about when you're doing this exercise, it's like a bicep curl, right? I could go through the motion and look like I'm doing it, like I am here, or I can actually contract the muscle and really, show you how I'm working it, right? Because if I just do this, it's not the same. You can see a little bit of a puff up, but if I really do that, you can do the same thing with all your muscles. It's important to do that one with the inner thigh, as well as any other muscle that you're working, but especially this one, you can really feel it if you squeeze through your inner thigh as you're coming up from the sumo squat. The lying side leg lifts, this is a really good one for outer thigh. Sometimes it feels a little bit like a knife's going into your leg after you've done a few reps because it's that, difficult. If you want to make it easier, just lift and lower your leg instead of doing that knee and pulse sweeping up and lifting. Just lift and lower, and the weight of your leg is enough, and that's the great part, right? Our own body weight can do the trick here. For the glutes, it's we're always incorporating too with these as much as possible squats and lunges, because we're working the front and the back of the leg with these, but we're also focusing on other areas when we kick the leg back coming out of a squat to get the glute, which is the butt. And when we work our glute and we get bigger muscles in our glute, that means that the butt actually lifts. So we're not getting that, sag that can sometimes happen when we'd be sitting in an office chair all day or in a school desk, and we haven't been doing any butt exercises.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Nadeen.
Use it, break it, fix it, trash it, change it, mail, upgrade it, charge it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it, check it.